Welcome to Sci-Fi Stories. If you love stories of courage and mystery, make sure to subscribe and join our growing community.
The cantina on Proxima Station smelled like ozone and old regrets. Veterans liked places like this. The lights were dim enough to hide memories, and the music was loud enough to drown them out. Marcus Hale sat alone in a corner booth, a glass of real Terran bourbon resting between his scarred hands. Not synth brew. Not recycled ethanol. Real earth grain, smuggled across 3 systems and worth more than the chair he was sitting on. He wore no insignia. No medals. No visible weapons. That was what made him dangerous. Across the room, patrons avoided looking at him. Not because they knew who he was. Because their instincts did. A Virex trader leaned toward the bartender and whispered, "That human hasn't blinked in 5 minutes." The bartender shrugged. They don't blink when they are measuring distance. The doors slid open. Silence followed. For metallic limbs entered first. Then the rest of the Warlord. Jarketh of the Iron Mandible clan. A Zarathian duelist who had carved his reputation across 7 sectors. His exoskeleton gleamed like polished steel. Trophy weapons hung from magnetic mounts across his back. Blades. Pistols. A plasma glaive still scorched from its last use. He didn't walk into rooms. He claimed them. "I seek a challenge," his translator boomed. "I was told humans drink here." Several customers left immediately. Marcus did not move. Jarketh scanned the room and found him. Still. Unflinching. Old. Perfect. "You," the alien said. "Stand." Marcus took a slow sip. "I'm sitting just fine." Laughter rippled from Jarketh as escort. The alien stepped closer. "You are human military." It wasn't a question. Marcus set his glass down gently. The movement was careful. Controlled. "I was." "Good," Jarketh replied. "I collect champions." "You collect stories," Marcus corrected. The alien's mandibles clicked. "And you will be my next." A young station officer near the door whispered urgently into her comm. Security was already on alert. Marcus finally looked up. His eyes were not angry. Not fearful. Just tired. "You don't want this," he said. Jarketh's lower arms drew 2 plasma pistols. "You mistake me for prey." Marcus stood. Slow. Balanced. Empty hands visible. The entire cantina held its breath. Jarketh fired. What happened next did not look fast. It looked inevitable. Marcus pivoted half a step before the first plasma bolt cleared the barrel. The shot scorched the wall where he had been standing. His left hand snapped forward. Not to a holster. To the table. He flipped it. The heavy alloy tabletop became a shield. The second shot deflected upward, shattering a light panel. Marcus moved through the chaos. One fluid motion. He grabbed a fallen chair. Not as a weapon. As leverage. He kicked its leg into Jarketh's knee joint. A precise impact. The alien staggered. Marcus closed the distance. One strike to the upper elbow hinge. One to the lower wrist actuator. Both metallic limbs spasmed. The plasma pistols fell. Jarketh roared and reached for his back-mounted glaive. Marcus stepped inside the arc before the weapon cleared its magnetic lock. He drove his shoulder into the alien's thoracic plate. Then twisted. Hard. The Zarathian hit the floor with a seismic crack that rattled the glasses behind the bar. Silence. Marcus stood over him. Breathing steady. Heart rate unchanged. Jarketh's translator crackled. "Who are you?" Marcus crouched. "My name is Marcus Hale," he said quietly. "Retired Colonel. Terran Expeditionary Forces." Recognition flickered in the alien's compound eyes. "You are?" "Hale of the Red Nebula." Marcus didn't smile. I was there. You held the Nebula Gate against 3 fleets. We held it, Marcus corrected. I wasn't alone. Security burst in. Weapons raised. They froze at the sight. A toppled Zorathian warlord. A human standing calmly beside him. The senior officer blinked. Sir, permission to ask what happened? Marcus picked up his glass from the floor. Miraculously unbroken. He slipped. A few nervous laughs escaped the room. Jarketh struggled, then stopped. You could have killed me. Yes. Why didn't you? Marcus looked around the cantina. At the civilians. At the bartender who had ducked behind cover. At the young officer gripping her rifle too tightly. Because killing you would teach nothing, Marcus said. Losing teaches plenty. Security moved in to restrain the alien. As Jarketh was dragged away, he spoke one last time. I misjudged humans. Marcus took another sip of bourbon. Most people do. The cantina slowly resumed its noise. Conversations returned in cautious waves. The bartender approached. On the house, he said, pouring another drink. Marcus sighed. I just wanted a quiet night. From across the room, the young officer approached. Sir, is it true you refused evacuation at the Nebula Gate? Marcus considered. They sent ships. And? I stayed. Why? Marcus stared into the amber liquid. Because someone had to be the line. She nodded slowly. You make it look easy. He shook his head. It isn't easy. Then how do you do it? Marcus met her gaze. You decide you're not leaving, he said. After that, everything else becomes logistics. Outside, Proxima Station rotated in endless silence. Trade routes buzzed. Diplomats negotiated. Pirates plotted. And somewhere in the docking bay, rumors were already spreading. The old human. The one who moved like gravity. The one who didn't need weapons. The one who had already decided. Marcus finished his drink. Stood. Adjusted his worn jacket. Peace was temporary. But humans? Humans were permanent. And the galaxy always learned.